Hello, my name is Suffern, the head coach of Queen's Rugby Club, also director of rugby at Wallace High School and coaching consultant for Ulster Senior Women. One of my proudest moments at Queen's University so far has to be our semi-final victory away to Buccaneers last year against a very, very good Buccaneers side, where our boys played extremely well and managed to get a win late in the game. Queen's is a very, very different place to other domestic rugby clubs. You get players from all over the province of Ulster, the UK, even Europe and further afield from overseas. So there's a real mix of players in there. But the biggest thing of all, it's an extension of schoolboy rugby. So a lot of the young players really enjoy that, and that extension, playing with the guys of the same age group, playing a very, very exciting brand of rugby, very attacking, very free flowing brand of rugby. And from a coaching point of view, like the boys are so coachable, they're so committed, really hungry for success. So it's a real pleasure coaching at Queen's Rugby Club, and hopefully it will continue. Challenges at Queen's Rugby Club. Being a student club brings its own challenges both on and off the field. On the field, I guess size, physicality are the two areas that would spring to mind for most people. Two areas that we've been working really hard at, and over the last certainly 2 seasons we can really see evidence of our hard work coming into fruition and on match days. Our forward play has improved massively with scrum, line out maul becoming a bit of a weapon of ours in a number of games, and also just with our goal line defence. So while these are challenges, our guys have been working really hard, and we're hopefully turning some of those things into strengths. Off the grass is a little bit different, I guess. Students will be students, so you're trying to get that social education, rugby sort of balance, and sometimes that can be tricky, but most of the time the boys are pretty clued in and know when they have to be pretty sensible, socially wise and education wise, if rugby's on the agenda. Obviously within coaching we've got to, as a coach, got to continue to learn and try and develop and move forward as the game moves forward and techniques move forward. So how I do that mostly would be actually to watch a lot of rugby, watch a lot of TV. So BT Sport, Sky Sports come into it, French rugby, Australian, New Zealand, sort of anything, championship stuff, like anything you can sort of get your hands on, just to watch what works well for other teams, what other coaches might be doing, and like little different techniques and stuff, And obviously then I would attend a number of workshops through Ulster Rugby, which is part of my coach accreditation, which is just continuous and ongoing. And I suppose finally we watch a lot of our own games, like our own performances in a lot of detail, and spend a lot of hours analysing those, both individuals and our mini units, and we get a lot out of that. So we do. So ongoing process, and we keep going at it as the season goes on. I had the privilege, I suppose, when I was playing rugby certainly from a young age, to be coached by a number of high quality coaches. But I suppose, like most people, you take inspiration, whether that's the right word, but certainly your first coach has a big influence on you. And my first coach was Brian McLaughlin, and he certainly instilled a massive passion for the game and how important detail was in around his coaching. So learned a lot from him. 2 other coaches in the province, Charlie McAleish gave me my first opportunity at national level, and Neil Doak told me an awful lot about the attacking game. So those would be 3 coaches, I guess, from within Ulster that have had an influence on my coaching career so far. Coaches that I admire and borrow off or steal off, if you like, there wouldn't be one or two necessarily that I would follow all the time. I sort of have a pretty varied approach to it, to be honest. Like to watch what coaches do with their teams maybe in certain areas of the pitch and see what their strengths are, so rather than watching how a coach coaches his team for the whole facet of the game, both sides of the ball, in different zones of the pitch, I tend to admire and borrow off, for example, like Joe Smith when he's in attack close to opposition goal line, and how he goes about manipulating defences to score tries. Sean Edwards' goal line defence, Gregor Townsend's attack, Dan McFarlane's maul, and Rob Baxter on culture with Exeter. So it's not just like one or two. I suppose the list is endless, and I could go on and talk all day about it. But we'll end it there with those 4 or 5 coaches. Other sports that I would learn from, I wouldn't follow a vast amount of other sports. Not that I don't think it's worthwhile. I tend to just not have the time or create the time. I seem to be pretty busy with the one sport I'm involved in, but I take a little bit from rugby league and in around some techniques and stuff like that, and maybe a bit of American football just with set plays and danger plays, but wouldn't spend a massive amount of time on it. Maybe in the future, if I free up some of my time, I might get my teeth stuck out of that one, but at the minute I'm pretty busy with the one sport. The big question at the last, I guess, goals for the next 12 months certainly has to be automatic promotion next year. Unfortunately, we narrowly missed out last season and this season due to circumstances beyond our control. We didn't get the opportunity to finish off what was a very, very successful season. So certainly roll on next year, and we will be gunning for automatic promotion.